Okay. Wait, your computer is on while you're doing this?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're fucking recording from your computer right now while you're trying to open the fucking panel? Madman.
I like to live dangerously, Dylan.
If you hear a loud boom, that means I died. I thought you were talking about the charge in your laptop. You meant literally.
Yeah, like a loud explosion.
Amazing.
Because I am winging it, and I have no idea how. I'm going off of the knowledge from fucking computer tech ed at my side, and that's it.
Just remember what you learned in class. God.
Don't screw the motherboard too tightly, and just make it... Oh god, what the hell?
The fucking official Devil May Cry accounts have been releasing, like, short little 30-second clips of, like, cool Virgil combos.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just making me excited. Have you seen some of Virgil's fucking moves in this game?
Yes. Yes.
The fucking deep stinger looks so stupid.
But I love it.
Like, it's cool, but it's like a stupid cool, because it's literally like fucking Meta Knight Drill Rush.
Isn't that the one where he's in Sin Devil Trigger?
No, that's the one where he fucking, like... You know what Meta Knight's Drill Rush looks like, right?
Yeah.
It's literally Virgil doing that on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It just looks so dumb. It makes me laugh. But anyway.
I think someone beat all of the Dante with just V trigger. I'm not sure on that one, though.
I'd believe it.
Yeah. 2 more bolts to go.
Yep. Welcome to Nonstop Debate, everybody.
With some maintenance issues by J-Man.
Yeah. If he sounds funny, it's because he's recording from his phone.
While working on my laptop.
Yeah. Time for a new laptop.
Time for a new laptop, indeed. But February's a long ways away from tax returns, so...
Do you have duct tape?
It's an internal issue, Dylan. It's not going to be solved with duct tape.
Well, if it's not fixable with duct tape, it's not worth fixing, Jer.
I have fucking magnets.
Get some of the fucking, like, fridge magnets and just pop one in there and be like, there, problem solved.
Do I need a smaller
boot your laptop up and it just fucking explodes in your lap and sets your truck on fire.
It wouldn't be the first time. Truck on fire would be new, but exploding on my lap, that would not be the first time this laptop did
Been
this.
there, done that. God. Well, we didn't mention it last week when we were done talking about Hifumi. I realized after I was done editing the Hifumi episode, but we didn't actually mention who we're going to talk about this week. I figured it's probably a little obvious, though. Especially if you see the title in the thumbnail, and you didn't just autoplay randomly to this video somehow. We're going to talk about Celeste.
Celestia Ludenburg.
Celestia Ludenburg. That's not her accent.
And
I don't know.
Her fake-ass accent.
Yeah. But whoo boy, do we have some fun stuff to talk about. Because there's a lot of shit going on with this fucking character.
And the award for the most overly designed character in the first game goes to...
Right. Yep. Celestia Ludenburg. Design-wise, I think I did give it to Hifumi.
To fucking begin.
I did give it to Hifumi last week. He is one of the better designed characters in the game, just because he stands out compared to the rest of the cast. I wouldn't say Celeste is as standout-ish as Hifumi is, but she's definitely up there just because, you know, like you said, the silhouette rule. If you had a silhouette of Celeste amongst the silhouettes of the rest of the cast, you'd know who she is immediately.
Right.
You wouldn't confuse her with someone else. Like, if you set Makoto and Hajime next to each other, you'd be like,
I'd be hard-pressed to figure out who's who.
But get silhouettes of Nagito, Hajime, and Makoto and put them all side by side and tell me which one is which.
put Sayaka and Kaede side by side, and you tell me who's who.
That's not fair. Kaede's got a fucking pro tag Cowlick. It's a dead giveaway.
Okay, Sayaka and Samugi.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, I
put our best girls against each other. Why don't we? It's gonna be a running theme here.
Yeah, I think Celeste has got a really good design. I love her color scheme. I'm a sucker for good color schemes. And
she looks like she came out of a
black, white, and like red secondary stuff. Always like those three colors are always a good color combo, and it always looks good to me.
To me, she looks like she came out straight out of a James Bond film. She would be fucking the chick that's going to end up betraying Bond by the end of the movie.
Oh,
then getting laid by Bond.
She's the big titty goth girlfriend that breaks his heart at the end.
Who either breaks his heart via breaking up, was part of the bad guys the entire time, or gets killed. It's one of those three.
Feels bad. You know what I just kind of thought about as I was talking about her color scheme?
Right.
She has the same color scheme as Taka, but the colors are reversed. Instead of mostly white with black and red secondary, she's mostly black with white and red secondary.
That's fair. Yeah. They both have the same color eyes, right? They both have red eyes, right?
Yeah. They both have black hair also, but...
Yeah. Welcome to Game Theory.
Yeah.
Celeste and
Taka are secretly related? God. Yeah, design-wise, she's...
kicking my ass.
Yeah, design-wise, I think she's very good. I don't think she's as standoutish as Hifumi, but honestly, I don't think any character in this roster is going to be. To be
no one's
fair.
Gonna fucking... What, to beat Celeste?
Well, like, can you think of anyone in Trigger Happy Havoc that has more of a recognizable design than Hifumi does?
Sakura.
That's fair, actually, yeah. You're not gonna confuse Sakura with anyone either.
Ooh, I just breached the golden vault. I'm actually in. We're in.
I'm in.
Okay, now I just gotta remove this thing without breaking it.
Yeah. Celeste is the ultimate gambler, and she is a blackened amongst the cast.
She technically used her ability.
Yeah, technically.
Okay.
I don't know. We said it already, I'm pretty sure, back in the Leon episode, but Leon set, like, the case. Not Leon himself, because, you know, there's not a whole lot going on there, but the case, the murder trial and everything, like, the whole first case kind of sets the bar and, like, the standard. Because when I was playing through Trigger Happy Havoc, I was like, oh, so they're going to, like, find unique ways to, like, implement their talents into, like, their murders and stuff? Because, dude, that's cool. And then it hardly ever happens again in the whole series.
Right.
And Celeste, I guess, kind of does, because she kind of takes a gamble, but kind of not.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's more like manipulation of Hifumi to murder Taka, and, like, she works with Hifumi and knows that he's going along with it, and then she murders him just to, like, cover her tracks. I feel like that's not much of a gamble.
Right.
That's, I don't know. It's not like Nagito in Case 5 of Danganronpa 2, or I'm trying to think of who else tried to get away with murder based on their talent. I guess you could argue...
Gundam.
Yeah, Gundam, definitely. I guess you could argue Kyo, also, because of his stupid ritual.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah. I don't know. There's enough of it mentioned in the trial that it's like, okay, I guess it's kind of there, but it's not really that. You could have also said it's not there, and I wouldn't have argued either way. You know?
Yeah, fair enough. I found the problem, Dylan.
Uh-huh.
This battery's offset. They didn't put the battery in correctly. Fucking Christ.
Where did you leave this to get fixed again?
Best Buy. Note to self, never trust Best Buy.
Note to self, do not leave things with Best Buy employees. Christ.
I gotta disconnect everything now. Fuck.
And now we're getting into the fun things to talk about.
What, her death?
Her
and her
death.
murder.
Her execution.
You mean how ironic it is?
After Celeste gets fucking caught, she gets executed. And her execution is one of my favorites in the series because I already thought it was just fun.
Until you point out the irony in it.
Yeah, I thought it was cool, and then I thought it was funny at the very end. It's just like, ha ha, and then, yeah, you realize the irony of the entire execution itself, and you're like, damn. Monokuma does not give anyone any W's, dude.
Monokuma really be a cold-hearted bitch out here, I tell you what.
He's an asshole, dude. I love it. So how does it start?
She's basically being set up aflame like a witch in fucking Salem.
She's like tied to like a stake on like a stage, right? It's like a big wooden stage.
And she begins praying.
Yeah, and then like Monokuma comes over with like a little executioner's hood on and like throws a torch at her feet. And I think doesn't she get like raised into the air? I think.
Yes. Yeah, she gets raised in the air. She gets put on a pyre, and the pyre starts being lit aflame. Dude, they fixed this fucking thing with duct tape. Are you kidding me?
What did I say, dude?
Oh, I'm pissed.
That's funny.
I'm gonna take a picture and I'm gonna take a picture to you and send it to you. Like you could literally see the duct tape.
Yeah, Monokuma sets her little pyre on fire.
I accidentally disconnected my headset.
Good job.
Fun. Back.
Yeah, she's really sweating. Jesus, there's a lot of sweat coming off her face in that shot of.
She's
it's
being
like
burned alive.
I know, but it's like the fire hasn't reached her yet. But yeah, the whole irony of the thing is like I think she says it a couple times throughout the first few chapters that she's like, if I go out, I want it to be something extravagant and beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's how it starts, is it's like this extravagant, like, big flame fucking mess of, like, bullshit on a stage with people watching, and she's, like, smiling. She's like, yes, this is everything I wanted. And then the fucking fire truck comes out of left field.
and all good drunk stories, suddenly there was a truck.
Mm-hmm. She gets fucking plowed by a fire truck, and that's how she dies. Before the fire even really got to her. I think it was, like, just under her feet, and then she got rammed by the fire truck. And then I think just to, like, add the insult to injury after she gets fucking killed, I think... Yeah, the, like, fire goes out. The fire goes out, and Monokuma's got, like, a fire hose, and he, like, puts the last of the flames out. Yeah, this is a great execution.
Alright, one more bolt to go.
I
sent you the picture.
What was Case 2's execution? Who got executed Case 2?
Mondo,
that's right. Honestly,
I was like, how did you forget?
I was brain farting. I see the duct tape in the picture. Jesus Christ. That's not even duct tape, that's electrical tape, but it's still funny that they had to use that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, right, so, I don't remember what we said for sure about Mondo's execution. I'll have to go back and listen, but honestly, I think... Because we talked about Leon's execution being, like, the bar for the rest of the series. Because it's quick, it's brutal, it's simple, it relates to his talent, it's perfect. It's a great execution.
Right.
I don't think Mondo's is as good as Celeste.
That's fair.
I think it's funny, but for like all the boxes checked that Leon's has for like that bar for the rest of the executions to kind of rise to, or like, you know, the expectations to meet, I don't think Mondo's checks as many boxes as Celeste does. Because Celeste is funny, yeah, but it's also brutal, and it's very, like, you know, like we said, it's ironic. It's very fitting for her character, the way that she was always, like, acting in the fucking chapters before this, and it's just very
Can we talk about her breakdown real quick?
Yeah.
when she started breaking down.
Well, I figured that was gonna go in character, but like that also relates to her fucking execution, because she had this like
She had this like to be something more.
Yeah, she had this extravagant facade of a character, which is pretty much the only Celeste you really get to know throughout the game. Because when she has her big breakdown is at the end of the trial after she gets caught, she's only like that for the short time that she's alive before she gets fucking ran over. So
this is a fucking mess, Dylan.
I can't even remember. What is Celeste's real name? It's
something Yasuhiro.
Yeah, I remember it's Yasuhiro because the whole confusion with Hero.
Alright.
Let me look in the fucking wiki. The wiki.
The wiki will be.
Oh damn it, Bobby! I need to look at the wiki. Taiko or Taeko? Taeko.
Taeko.
Yeah.
Taeko.
Okay, yeah. Taeko Yasuhiro is her real name. Which, the chances of her last name being the same as Hiro's first name. Jesus Christ. The level of confusion that had to bring on. I remember being confused. I was like, I know it's Celeste, and I know Hifumi was part of this, but why did he say Hero when he died? Like, I was confused too.
There's my friend. His name is Dean Dean.
Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed Case 3. I liked Celeste. It's the big turning point for the story. Because after this is when all the serious shit starts happening, and it's like, this is the stuff that we're here for, from like a storytelling perspective, you know?
Right.
I like the goofiness, of course. There's lots of great goofiness in Danganronpa, and there's plenty of goofiness after this point, too. But the majority of the goofiness is gone after this chapter, and Celeste's execution is like a great kind of like... It's a funny but grim execution to kind of, you know, end the majority of the humor and fun times on, I think. It's a nice little bookend.
Right.
For the chapter.
Afterwards, it's all Seriousville.
Yeah, because after that is Case 4. And Case 4 is all fucking, like, everyone being a dick to Sakura, the group falling apart.
Sakura kills herself.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that, man.
Sakura is Dylan's favorite character in the first game.
I legitimately cried when Sakura died, dude. I was so upset.
It's also a reference to an
Spike
Spiegel's death.
Out of all the fucking characters in Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, Sakura was the one who deserved to get out of there alive. More than Makoto, more than Sayaka, more than fucking Hiro. Definitely more than Hiro. Why is he still alive? But yeah.
Dylan, should I plug it in and see if it charges?
Do you want to risk it fucking blowing up while we're in the middle of a podcast?
Content, Dylan. Content.
I want to flash forward to the future Town of Salem video that'll come out on Monday where I said, have you ever heard of throwing for content, Jared?
Have you heard of dying for content, Dylan?
The next video on the channel is going to be an in memoriam, J-Man.
Fuck it. Well, this is the stupidest idea that I'm ever going to consider.
I don't know if you should fucking do this. At least not right now.
Too late.
Oh, how's it doing? Is it holding a charge? Are you dead yet?
Fuck, shut up. You're making me nervous.
Dude, we're gonna make a ton of revenue off of your memoriam video. What are you talking about?
Nothing's happening, so...
Oh, well.
I probably have to bolt the battery back in.
Fun.
That'll probably be the thing, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know anything about working on computers. So.
Which is sad, because you took the same classes as I did.
Well, yeah, but I didn't take the... I don't remember the course where I had to break a PC open and actually put the parts together. I never took that class. I took the class where he taught us how to, like, animate and, like, use Photoshop and shit.
Right. I'm just gonna tighten up the motherboard a bit, then. That's my game plan for this. See how that works.
Well, let's...
That was also lesson 1, Dylan. That was also lesson 1, Dylan.
Oh. That was so fucking long ago. We were in that class for like 2 or 3 years, dude.
Yeah, it was the very first thing they taught us to do. Break open a computer and fix it.
Uh-huh. I don't think he taught us to do that. I think you're lying.
Well, he told us all the parts of the PC. He didn't tell us how to fix them. That's where the fun begins.
Alright, out of the 3 executions we've covered so far, Jer, I guess technically 4 because Blastoff was at the very beginning.
Right.
What order from best to worst executions would you say out of the 4 that we've covered so far?
Leon's, Mondo's, Celeste's, Blastoff.
You're putting Mondo's... Well, yeah, you did really fucking like Mondo's execution.
Yeah, I found it a fucking riot, dude.
Oh yeah, it's fucking hilarious. That's the only reason I think they went too hard on the humor on that one and not so much on like the brutality. Because it's like a cartoony death, you know?
Right.
You have Leon fucking tied to a fucking stake and pelted by baseballs until he dies. You have Celeste getting burned alive at a stake and then hit by a fire truck at the last second. Mondo going so fast that he turns to butter is just... That's some Bugs Bunny level shit, my guy.
And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, right. So.
Okay. Here comes the fun part. Screwing these things back into the fucking holes and lining everything up.
Alright, well let's move on to character before we break for ego theater.
Or till I die.
Or until you die, yeah. I don't know. This is gonna be weird because she's technically got like 2 characters.
Right. She was technically lying the entire time.
Yeah.
Her character, and you barely get to see her like true self after the break.
So I guess what do we think of? We'll cover the real Celeste, Teiko Yasuhiro. What do you think of her? We'll cover her first, and then we'll go on to Celeste.
Very immature, bratty, self-centered, and that wants a lot of...
Yeah. That's about it, honestly. That sums it up pretty well. Oh no, did I lose him? He fucking lagged out. Christ.
The downsides of being on a phone.
Welcome back. Yeah, bratty, self-centered, wants a lot of money.
That's where I left off.
There isn't really a whole lot of ways to sum it up other than that. That's pretty close.
I'm like short 4 screws, and I only have 2. I need 6 screws, and I only have 3. This is some bullshit.
Yeah.
No wonder the battery's not holding a charge.
I will say, unsurprisingly, I guess I was gonna say it's a low point for her character, but thinking about it for a second, it's really not. She took the motive for what was it, like $100,000 or something? It was like $1 million.
It was like $1 million. So,
yeah.
It was $1 million yen, I think, because they're in Japan.
It's like the worst motive in the whole series, and she's the character who went for it.
Yeah. But yeah, it makes sense that she's the character.
Yeah, because she
would be the character.
She wanted a lot of money. That was her whole thing, was she was like, I could retire and never have to, like, go to school or anything. I could just live my days out in a mansion with people, like, massaging my feet or some dumb shit like
mansion?
That.
She said castle. She said castle.
She did say castle, didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh,
Togami in the distance. Oh, you only have one castle. I have like 5. What are you, some kind of peasant?
It smells like pour in here.
It smells like broken here.
Yeah. God. For Celeste, swish swish, quotations, I rather enjoyed her character.
I enjoyed it, yeah.
She
fun. Was memorable.
Yeah, she wasn't she wasn't like Taka or Hifumi, like goofy. She was more like I guess I just kind of want to. Yeah, I don't really even know who to compare her to amongst the cast. She was just memorable. She was like polite and always kind of present. She wasn't like Hifumi or Taka, who never added anything to the discussions in the trials. She usually helped like move the conversation along. So
from the stupid shit that had happened.
She wasn't just like repeating things. Like whenever a point would be made in the trials, like Taka and Hifumi and characters like them, like Hiro also would take they would like repeat the point that was just made, or they would just make a funny noise and have a funny sprite reaction to it and stuff like that. Celeste was one of the more active members of the cast who was actually like part of the discussion and like adding new points and things. So yeah, you love to see it.
Yep. Hold up, I'm gonna pull up Google real quick.
She also kind of paired well with Hifumi because they have those moments leading up to chapter 3 where she's like snapping at him and calling him little piggy and making him go and get her tea out of the kitchen and shit.
Hifumi was a simp before we realized what simps were.
He really was. Yeah, she's got some good
soda, but yeah.
I can't think of like a specific moment that's super standout-ish because it's been a while since I've played Trigger Happy Havoc. I've been rewatching the Game Grumps play it, and it's funny because similarly to when I played their first playthrough, their favorite character was Sayaka. Just because Aaron gave her a fucking Italian accent and he loved doing her voice. So when she died, he was like, man, I'm not going to get to do the voice anymore. And then they're like secondary, when they had some extra free time to use, they talked to Junko. And then Junko died and they were like, man. Which is exactly what happened to me. But the thing that makes me even more happy is that after Sayaka died, right? They moved on to chapter 3. I haven't actually watched this far yet, but I know this is what happens because like a bunch of the comments and stuff are talking about it. Apparently after Sayaka died, Aaron started shifting his fucking simp energy to Celeste, and Celeste is his now current favorite character in the cast.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
When will you learn? When will you learn, Aaron?
Poor Aaron. I still need to get caught up on that because they're still uploading like 1 or 2 episodes a week, and I'm like 5 episodes behind. So, but I'll get there.
Right.
Their playthrough is really enjoyable. But yeah.
Yeah, sorry I'm not adding much to the conversation. I'm doing maintenance work here.
I'm trying to focus. Yeah, this is gonna be a great episode.
Yeah. It's gonna either end with disappointment or with my death. Now, what if I stuck a fucking paperclip up in there?
Famous last words. The fucking nerd equivalent of hold my beer. Alright, well, do you have anything to add on Celeste's character?
Celeste's character. Yeah, she was entertaining for when she was. Yeah, it was cool to see the facade crack. That was definitely cool.
Yeah,
shit.
I think that's the highlight of her character, honestly, is that you go through the whole game, like, getting to know this, like, fake persona, and then you get to see the real Celeste before she's gone. And there's little moments, like I said earlier, when she, like, snaps at Hifumi and stops using her fake accent.
Her regal voice, we should just call it.
Yeah. A lot of the characters too. There's a couple characters among the cast when they first meet Celeste. I think Makoto is one of them mainly when you first introduce yourself to Celeste. She tells you her name and Makoto's like, "Is that really your name?" And she's like, "What do you mean? Of course it is." And you're just like, okay.
Why the fuck you lying?
God. Yeah, I enjoyed a lot about her. I liked the facade cracking, like you said. That's kind of like God, I'm not good at explaining this kind of shit.
It's like it's the very first like major. Okay, besides Leon, but we don't really count Leon because.
I guess what I'm trying to say is because that's by the end of chapter 3, right?
Right.
And you've got a lot of free time under your belt. You've gotten to talk to a lot of characters, unless you're just like focusing on one or two like I was doing, I think. But, you've spent a lot of time around most of these characters by this point. So then when you get to Celeste and her facade cracks and you're like, fuck, she's a whole nother person. For me, at least, at that point, that was like a reminder. And not a gentle one either. That was a reminder that you don't know anything about these people.
Right.
And you think you do, but you don't. Because, like, even Sayaka, at the beginning, you get to know her a lot right in the short time that she's there, and then she tries to frame you for a fucking murder, and you're like, fuck, man.
That backfires horribly.
Yeah, you're like, I didn't know her as well as I thought I did. And, it's just kind of like Mondo's whole case, and like there's all the emotions with Taka and stuff too going on, and
I could safely say we completely know Hero really well in fucking Trigger Happy Havoc.
There's nothing fake going on around Hero. But yeah, Celeste is like, she's kind of that reminder for the audience, for us, the players, that you don't know these characters as well as you think you do. And it's like there's moments, like I'm sure you play the game, like, you played the first game, you hop into Danganronpa 2, you point a character out and you're like, I bet you're gonna fucking kill somebody. You
literally did that to Celeste.
I did do that to Celeste, yeah. When I started Trigger Happy Havoc, I talked to her.
You're gonna kill someone by the end of this.
I did say that. I was like, you're gonna fucking murder somebody, but you're not gonna do it right away. I'm gonna keep my eye on you. I think that's mainly why I was so tuned in on Case 3, because the second she started goose chasing us, I was like, I don't buy this. So.
Something's wrong, I can feel it.
Yeah, I enjoyed a lot about her character. I can't really think of anything that wasn't good, honestly.
Right,
She's got a great design, she's got a great character, she's got the great, like, defining moment of, her facade failing.
Mm-hmm.
She drops the mask to, like, talk to you, like, she's like, okay, real talk.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm about to get fucking executed, we know it's coming up, I'm just gonna stop putting the effort into faking who I am. Okay, listen, I gotta be real with y'all for a minute, because y'all fucking stupid.
Got it wrong, children.
It's a great moment,
Right.
I think a lot of the Blackened that aren't, like, because that's the thing too, is like most of these characters too, even though they get caught for murder, they're not like outwardly malicious or evil characters. They're just like pushed to that limit. And
or framed for it.
Or
in
framed
the case
for
of
it.
Fucking
Yeah. Celeste is like, she's kind of neutral. She's kind of in between, because her reasons for wanting to get out of here was extremely selfish, and she doesn't really care about these people.
Yeah.
Like,
but even at the end of the day, she kind of had like that GG, no read, no attitude about it.
Well, yeah.
Like, yeah, you caught me.
She was like, yeah, I got caught, it's whatever. And she wasn't like, fucking... Shit, I had it, and then it was gone.
She wasn't like fucking Tojo, who fucking tried to escape.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah, Tojo fucking ran. She's like, fuck this, I'm out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
No, I was gonna say, she because her reasons for wanting to leave were really selfish, and the motive was definitely a part of that. But like, she wasn't just like outwardly like, oh, I'll just fucking kill somebody and get out of here then. Like, she literally held out in here for as long as she could, and then she finally got to that point where she's like, I can't stand fucking living in this place anymore with these people. I need to leave.
Get out of here.
Yeah. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Yeah, she was at her limit. You know, I guess is the whole point I'm trying to make. Most of these characters are not, like, outwardly evil people. Celeste is probably the closest, just because she only cared about herself, really. Like, a lot of the other murderers, you know, a lot of the other Black, and they have, like, some personal reasons behind it. Like,
you're saying Leon?
Yeah, like... Okay, I take that back. Leon's a dipshit, and he deserved what he got. But I was thinking, like...
He got what he fucking deserved.
I was kind of lumping Sayaka into that, because she was almost a Blackened, and even she, like... You know, she was like, well, I fucked up and I'm gonna die, but the least I can do is prove Makoto's innocence. Like, she was still thinking about someone else. And she definitely didn't want to do it, but she was, you know, at her limit. Mondo had a fucking, like, temporary insanity episode. Bonked a fucking small child over the head with a weight. Not cool, bro. But, like, Mondo was very, like, fucked up about it, you know? He was like, oh, I do not feel good about that. You know? And same thing as Celeste.
Corpse the Fire Togami has entered the scene.
Togami's the motherfucker, dude. He's the one who don't give a shit. Yeah. Like, I think there's a couple people in, like, later games that are, like, outwardly malicious or more selfish than Celeste.
Kyo? Fuck you, Kyo.
Definitely Kyo, yeah. Kyo's an evil piece of shit. But, like, even...
Kyo's literally, like, a serial killer.
Like, none of the murders in Trigger Happy Havoc happened out of, like, anger or... Well, not anger, but, like, just general, like, maliciousness, you know? I think the only one that really falls in that is Mukuro when she gets killed by Monokuma.
Yeah.
So...
Fuck my sister, am I right?
Yes.
Fuck my one and only reliable ally in this entire fucking thing.
Fuck that bitch, she's dead.
Yes, queen, fuck you, bitch.
God.
Later, whore.
Alright, well, I think it's time to move on to Eco Theater. Boy, do I have a tale to tell you.
Tales as old as time.
And now it's time for Ego Theater.
Okay. This is Ego Theater. Are you ready for the insane fucking ride? So...
What is the ride?
I told you about Cocaine Bear in a previous episode. Right. For about 15 seconds, he's the most dangerous apex predator on any continent before he fucking died. This... Okay, just to kind of, like, preface this, okay, I listen to podcasts while I'm working. And one of the podcasts I frequent is The Last Podcast on the Left. They have a side show that they do weekly, that they upload earlier in the week, where they just cover news topics and things, called Side Stories. And I heard this on a recent episode of Side Stories, and I was like, I have to fucking cover this on Nonstop Debate, because this is some high-tier Ego Theater Cocaine Bear sequel shit. This is the Sankebetsu Brown Bear incident of 1915. I'm scrolling through to see what they named him. This fucking bear has a name because he is like, this is the boogeyman of like old Japan farm life. Here it is. This is a bear named Kesegake.
Translation?
I'm just looking at it. Vaguely translated as the diagonal slash from the shoulder.
Japanese people, I swear to God.
So this is the tale of Kesagake, the brown bear. So there was this, like, 18 miles inland from the west coast of Hokkaido Island in 1915, right? The inhabitants of Sankabetsu, Rakusensawa, it was like this farm area, right? Because this is like a not heavily civilized area yet. It's mostly just like farms, right?
Right.
And this was in like November. This was like in the middle of November somewhere. And fucking Usuri brown bear, which is like a type of brown bear that's, I think smaller. It's like a little smaller or a little bigger than a Kodiak bear, which is like the biggest grizzly bear in like the US, essentially.
Alright.
And this Usuri brown bear woke up early from his hibernation. And he just kind of fucking went on a stroll through this farm area, right?
Right.
And he showed up on this farm and he kind of spooked the horses. But when the farmer came out to like see what was spooking his horses, the bear saw him and took off, right? Kasagake was like, oh shit, people, and he just took off. And the farmer was like, huh, that's weird, bears aren't supposed to be awake yet. So he goes back, does his shit. I guess he took some corn before he ran away. But they were just like, alright, whatever, like it was like an isolated event. That was in the middle of November, so like November 15th, we'll say. November 20th, the bear came back to the same farm.
Did he bring a bunch of bears with him?
No.
Is it Kenai for Brother Bear Dad?
It was the same as before. He showed up, he spooked the horses, and then he fucking left because they came outside and they spooked him and he left, right? On November 30th, he came back again, and they managed to shoot him, but it only wounded him and he left. And he left a trail of blood behind, so they followed the blood trail, but they lost the trail and they couldn't find the bear, but they figured, hey, we shot him, we hurt him, he's not gonna come back this time, right?
Right.
Unfortunately, this is not where the story ends, because Kasagake was like, fuck these people. They shot me, I'm pissed. He came back again on December 9th. He went into a farmhouse, not the same people who shot him, but he went into a farmhouse in like a nearby area. He broke into the house. The wife of the head of the household was babysitting a baby that was not related to her. Kasagake got into the house while she was in the other room, fucking bit the baby's head and killed it. And then when she came into the room, Kasagake the bear saw her and fucking attacked her. And when her husband came back, the farmhouse was supposedly like a fucking bloodbath. Like there were literally pools of blood on the floor and it was like splattered on the walls and shit. So they followed the fucking blood trail out into the woods and found her, and she was like fucked up. Like she was dead. And this bear was just fucking eating her, right?
Right.
And they buried her under a tree in the snow, and they had a search party go out to find Kasagake, and they found him and they took some shots at him, but only one of the bullets hit the bear, and he got away again, wounded but alive.
God damn it!
Yeah,
Shoot
this,
to kill.
This
Shoot
fucking
to kill.
bear, dude, is becoming the boogeyman of this fucking village. So the whole village people, they were terrified, right? Because they were like, shit, this bear's tasted human flesh, he's woken up from hibernation early, he's come back like 5 fucking times, we've shot him and he won't die. Like, what is going on? Is he gonna come back and kill more people? So they had like guards deployed at the homes of the like neighbors and stuff. And the bear came back to the yard of the family that he fucking murdered. And one of the guards took a shot at him, but he missed. So guards from the neighboring homesteads came by to help him, but by the time they got there, the bear was already gone. So this fucking bear just keeps coming around this village saying, "What's up, bitch?" And then he fucking runs away. And then they have 50 guards posted outside of one of the households, where there were several women with their children inside, right? The guards dispatched to the other house because the bear was down at that other house, right? And they were like, oh, the bear's down there. So they left this big house to go help them deal with the bear. After the bear ran away from that other house, he circled back around to this big house where most of the guards had left. And he broke into this house and he fucking... I'm in. He started attacking the women and children in this fucking house, right? And during the attack, there was only one guard outside the house, and when he heard the noise, he opened the door and came inside, and the beast jumped off the woman that it was attacking, and the bear attacked the guard instead. And he's trying to defend himself, and the bear hit him in the back and fucking killed him. Killed 3 more children and a pregnant woman. And then he somehow still managed to get away when the rest of the guards came back. This is fucked up. We shouldn't be laughing. This is fucked up, dude. It's just kind of silly that he fucking kept just walking into this village and getting away. But
this is Big Bear. Looks like they didn't know the basics of close quarters combat.
Close quarters combat, is that what you said?
Combat, yeah.
You're such a fucking dumbass. I hate it. God. The guards came. The guards came back to the house, right? Because they were all down at the little house that the bear showed up at first. And they come back to the house and they hear noises and things, and they think the bear's still inside. And one of them was like, maybe we should just burn the whole fucking house down since he's still in there. But one of the other guards was like, no, dude, there might still be people alive in there. So they were like, alright, well, what do we do then? So they split up, right? One group of guards went to the front of the house, the other went to the back, so that when the bear would try and leave, someone, like one of the groups would see him, right? Kasagake appeared at the front door, and the guards feared that somebody would die in the crossfire, so they didn't shoot him, and the bear got away again. There are 6 people dead in only 2 days, and this bear is still out and about. Only 2 children survived the attack, and like half the village was in this house, I want to mention, by the way. Maybe not half the village, but there were a lot of people in this house, right?
We found Mr. Sanders dead in the morning last night. He was mauled by a werebear. We could not find the last will.
So the head of the house, this big house, right, that they were all in, he was traveling at the time. And when he heard of the attack, he decided to contact this dude named Yamamoto Haikichi, who was a professional...
Was he a samurai?
No, he's a professional bear hunter. And he told Haikichi about the attack, and Haikichi was convinced that the culprit was a bear called Kesagake. According to him, this bear had previously killed 3 women. So this is a bear who not only woke up early from hibernation, but he already had a fucking kill count before he started terrorizing this village. So Haikichi had traded his gun for alcohol, refused to help them hunt the bear because he told them that he wasn't in that line of work anymore, basically. He gave him the fucking mercenaries code of oh, haven't heard that name in years. Sorry, can't help you. 2 days later, a government team of snipers was formed, which eventually, after some persuasion, did include Haikichi the bear hunter. They were intent on hunting down and killing this bear, and on December 13th, the bear Kesagake invaded another house, which was the house of the family he invaded at the start of this fucking story, by the way, that he stole corn from. He took a bunch of their food reserves, and then he started ransacking 8 more houses before he just fucking pieced out back to the mountain again. So the search party, including Haikichi, fucking went out into the woods after him. They tracked him down. And Haikichi was like, well, he just ate a bunch of food, so he's gonna be tired and sleepy, right? So they found him sleeping under a Japanese oak tree, and Haikichi moved in with only one other guy near him, because they wanted to be extra quiet to make sure they didn't wake Kasagake up, or Kesagake. He got about 20 meters away from the bear, and he fired 3 shots, 2 into Kesagake's heart, 1 into the head, and the bear was finally fucking dead. They measured Kesagake after they killed it. 749 pounds and almost 9 feet tall.
God damn.
Yeah. And then, shortly after this town became a ghost town because the remaining villagers were scared of more bear attacks happening, so they fucking peaced out. And currently, nowadays, there is a shrine in the forest near the area, to like a memorial, I guess, for this fucking horrific series of events.
And that's the movie Brother Bear.
There's also a fucking statue of the bear somewhere. God, yeah. It's fucking wild, dude. I was like, this is literally a fucking horror movie, but it's real life. Like, this is...
It's actually the movie Revenant.
This is some scary shit, dude. Could you imagine just being a farmer and doing your thing and a bear's just fucking murdering your neighbors and no one can seem to kill it?
Well, see, that's why I get for picking the farmer role.
It's fucking wild, dude. This story blew me away when I was listening to it on last podcast. I was like, dude, I have to talk about this in the next fucking nonstop debate. This is insane. Part of me was hoping the bear would get away, just so that the legend would be there, you know? There wouldn't be an ending to this. It'd be like Mothman, where you just, like, had a bunch of sightings of him, and then he just fucking vanished, and there was no, like, pinpoint end to the story. It's just like, some say he's still out there, hunting. And you're like, oh, fuck. You know? This is a scary fucking story, dude. I was like, this is crazy. So yeah, that's the story of Kesagake, the Japanese murder bear.
Tune in next time when we talk about the 12,000-foot-long crustacean at the bottom of the ocean that lives forever.
Next time we're going to talk about Titanic. In great detail.
I know, because I was there. I was the glacier.
God. Next time on Film Theory, did the Thing from another universe kill the fucking Titanic?
Next time on Film Theory, with the Thing in the movie The Thing in the right.
The Thing from the movie The Thing. I'm glad we had to specify. Alright. Welcome back.
I put down the laptop and finishing lunch right now, so...
Right on. It's funny that you can eat after I just described a bear killing a baby, but you know.
As long as I don't see the image, I'm okay.
Okay. Alright, well, let's move on to overall written. How well would we say Celeste was written? I think we talked about it a little bit already before we went to Ego Theater.
Yeah, right.
She's pretty solid.
She's pretty solid, like, super helpful.
Yeah.
In cases, but... Would I say memorable outside her case, where it was like she was the focus?
Yeah, she's got a few moments here and there, like the back and forth with Hifumi before Chapter 3. Yeah, other than that, she's pretty solid focus at Case 3, but she kind of suffers from Leon syndrome, where she doesn't do a whole lot until her case comes up, and then she's like the focal point, and then she's gone.
Granted, she's a way better focal point than Leon.
Yeah.
She actually puts up a decent fight.
She's got a lot like Sayaka, too, where she's like... There's a lot of good, like, development on her character. Of her, like, single fucking arc before she's gone, so it's still, like... I don't know. I feel like Sayaka's, like, hits you, because the game makes you get to know her and be friends with her before she's gone, so that you really feel that betrayal and stuff, but... Celeste is like, I feel like unless she was one of your favorites and you were getting to know her, losing her is kind of like, oh man, but that's it.
Yeah. She's still like, as far as like dick kicks go, as like how I like to call them, like one of your favorite characters get killed off and it's like a severe like emotional impact on you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know because I didn't really hang out with Celeste more often. I was actually hanging out with Sakura, Hina, and Hiro, believe it or not.
Yeah. I think I hung out with
but,
Celeste quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think I was like one free time away from maxing her friendship out before she fucking committed murder. The cardinal sin.
Yep. The cardinal sin of Danganronpa, like, die or kill someone.
Yeah.
But, in terms of, like, memorability, though, like, I can't remember any of her voice lines. Like, I know she was, like, I can recognize her accent, and I know she was, like her heel turn.
She was very direct. She didn't fucking, like, sugarcoat anything. She straight up, there were some characters who were like, well, maybe we got a chance to find a way out of here without having to kill anyone, right? And Celeste would just straight up lean down to them and be like, no, we are literally trapped here. If you want to leave that badly, you're gonna have to put a knife in someone's fucking neck. Sorry. And she just,
that's
like,
how it is.
because her sweet little accent that she had, it just sounded so, like, nice, but it wasn't. It's just kind of like, fuck. Why you gotta be so mean, girl? Yeah.
But that would mean, I would say, like, it's kind of realistic, because, yeah, if Sakura can't get out of here, I'm pretty sure none of the other guys can't get out of here either.
Yeah. Yup. And Sakura went toe-to-toe with Monokuma, too.
Yeah. Sakura's the type of person who can accidentally walk into a wall and the wall will just disintegrate.
The wall would break, and then it would apologize. Sorry, miss, I didn't see you there.
Yeah, so... if the ultimate badass Sakura can't get out of here, I don't think they have a chance either. But, like, I think there's, like, there's a problem with Celeste I have with her. I just can't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I feel like there is something there, but I can't think of what it is, really.
Yeah. It's like, I want to say it's like a memorability issue, but then I'm like, I can't forget Celeste, because she's one of the few characters that stand out artistically wise out of the entire cast.
Yeah. She's kind of like, I want to say she falls in the similar category with, like, Makoto, where she's not really bad, but she's not super fucking great either. Her high points are her execution, her reveal.
She's one of the better characters for the double murders. Let's be honest here, though.
Yeah. I think Case 3, Trigger Happy Havoc, is probably the best double homicide out of the main 3 games.
Right.
Because, let's be frank, her competition is fucking Kyo in V3 and Mikon sprinting like a fucking demon across the map. To be fair, though, I think the Mikon murder in Danganronpa 2 is fine. The only real problem with it is that she had to have been in 2 places in less than, like, 2 minutes, and it's just like, okay, I don't know about that, but the rest of it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, the rest of it makes sense, but the time gap is ludicrous.
Yeah. Like, I'm even willing to believe, because a lot of people argue her being, like, clumsy and tripping all the time. I'm even willing to overlook that because she was, like, Despair Mikon. And I feel like Despair Mikon is not as clumsy.
Right. But even then, she still has to do the fucking time thing.
Yeah.
And she's no fucking Fat Gami, let me tell you what, in terms of speed.
That man is speed incarnate. I don't know what you're talking about. Literally every fucking piece of art I've ever seen of Fat Gami, he's got the fucking night vision goggles on, and he's sprinting. I've never seen art of him just not having either of those things. Like, ever. Christ. Impact, I think we talked about a bit already. It's not
so much that Celeste had, like, it's not Celeste committing the murder that had the most impact out of all the 3. It's Ifume and...
It's the people that she murdered is what had the most impact.
Yeah.
I want to say she has a minor bit of impact on her own from a point that I brought up earlier, where she's kind of that, like, reminder for the player that you don't fucking know these people. And you need to remember that. Because you spend a whole game getting to know her fucking facade. You don't get to know the real Celeste hardly at all until she's about to get fucking executed, so... Yeah.
She was Kokichi 0.25.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
Kumaito was Kokichi 0.5.
I think on her own, she's got a okay bit of impact for just who she is as, like, a Blackened, but... overall, I think, like you said, the real impact of her character and her death comes from the characters that she took off the board, not necessarily she herself getting taken down.
Right.
So
I do like her execution, though. I do like her execution.
I honestly think she's got one of the best executions in the first game.
I agree with that. Because afterwards, let's be frank, it's not like hard fucking fought. Because can we even call Junko's execution an execution?
Junko's execution is the worst one in the whole series. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it more when we get to the episode, but it's not a good execution. I'm sorry.
Because afterwards, it's like Sakura killed herself, and then they had to fucking bulldozer Alter Ego.
Yeah, they fucking smash Alter Ego because they don't have anyone to execute. Which is fine. I mean, that's still like a rough execution.
Right.
I think we talked about that already in the Chihiro episode, so I don't really know what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, I guess just general death for Sakura in her episode, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Celeste's execution is a really good one, because Leon's is the bar setter, and Celeste is very similar. It's not so much anything to do with her talent, but... Okay, it has the perfect balance between the seriousness of Leon's execution plus the goofiness of Mondo's execution. Yeah.
It's that perfect middle ground.
And, like, Leon's execution has that whole theme of, like, turning his talent against him, where he gets pelted to death by baseballs, and Celeste is less about her talent and more so... Yeah, it's more on her character as a person. How she wants this big, extravagant finale to her story, and Monokuma just almost gives it to her right up until the last second, and then he gives her the most mundane way to die ever.
Right. Being hit by a vehicle, the most common way you can die as a human person.
Yep. And then you've got the nice little shot at the very end after the fire truck is crashed through, where the stage is just smoldering, and it kind of pans down to Monokuma, and he's holding a little fire hose, and there's just a little tiny bit of flame on a torch left, and he just kind of gently sprays a little spurt of water out to put the flame out. Kind of a nice little symbolic way of just saying, yep, she's been snuffed, you know?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, well, on to trivia. She's actually got a pretty decent little chunk of trivia here. She's only got 3 bullet points, but the first bullet point has 3 sub-points to it, so...
Right.
Alright, in some free time events, Celeste makes references to a few gambling-themed manga series. She states that she played mahjong against a crazy rich old man and a silver-haired boy, referencing the manga series Akagi?
Kage?
Akagi, yeah. She won...
Is it A-K-A-G-E?
A-K-A-G-I.
Okay.
Maybe it's a Kagai.
It's a Kagi. I said a Kage.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Oh, gotcha. She won a tournament of shogi against an unusual maid, referencing the manga series 81 Diver. And she claims the most dangerous situation she ever found herself in was a game of The Liar King, in which she played against an unusual pair consisting of a foolishly honest girl and a master con artist, referencing the manga drama series Liar Game. That's interesting.
Ironically, I could actually see Celeste being a part of the Death Parade crew. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Okay, this next piece of trivia I actually knew about because I saw it in the gameplay in videos on YouTube. In the non-canon Danganronpa V3 bonus mode, the Ultimate Talent Development Plan, where you've got the cast of all 3 games together, Celeste challenged Makoto and Nagito to mahjong to test their luck, and then she suggested they add the headmaster, Jin Kirigiri, to even things out. This is likely a reference to an official art from Danganronpa 1.2 Reload where the same event happened.
Fair enough.
Yeah. In a series of tweets from Kodaka during Valentine's Day of February 2013, he tweeted in character as several of the Danganronpa cast, including Celeste, and her tweet translated into, "Oh my, you actually ate that? Ehehe, you should learn not to be so trusting of others, though. It's too late now." Oh, you should learn not to be so trusting of others. Pause. Though it's too late now.
Oh god, she poisoned you. Oh god, oh fuck, oh god.
That's great.
Poison's always the red herring in Danganronpa, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who actually died by poison?
That's like my least favorite fucking thing in the series.
Okay, wait, no, Nagito died by poison, that's right.
Literally every time I played Danganronpa, after Trigger Happy Havoc, in 2 and 3, the second Monokuma was like, look at that shelf over there, it's got poison. I was like, man, I don't want there to be poison. Poison sucks. I remember it specifically because Shuichi's room in V3 is one of the last rooms that you get to. And when the second you open it, the very first thing I saw was the shelf and the clearly labeled bottle of poison. And I was like, fuck. I don't want it.
Actually, you get to Shuichi's room in chapter 4.
Yeah, it's like near the end though.
Yeah, fair enough.
Chapter 4 is technically near the end. That's like the second half of the game. So.
Right.
But yeah, the second I saw the poison, I was like, man, I don't want that shit. Get it out of here. Yeah. All right. Well, that is Celeste.
They only pulled off poison one time, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
They'll never fucking top it. Because the way that had to work was absolutely bullshit.
Well, didn't Sakura also die by poison? That's how she killed herself. Oh, we lost him again.
Well, thank God we're near the end. We don't have to suffer me and my phone any longer.
But yeah. Alright, well, closing arguments. Jared, what are your final thoughts on Miss Celestia Ludenburg?
I crave something more from Celeste. What we got, I'm okay and satisfied with, but I do crave a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit more they could have done with her before she was gone.
Right.
Not that what we got was bad,
like,
just there's definitely some opportunity of wasted potential here.
Yeah, it's like the same situation for Tojo.
Yeah.
Like it's a Tojo situation for me, because everyone after Tojo, barring the fucking Kyo case, gets like a lower.
God, man.
Loads of development.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta agree. I'm really enjoying what we had for Celeste. I think she's a pretty good, solid character in the cast. Most of the cast in this game is solid. They're not, like, out of this world, but they're not, like, horrible awful either. They're at a nice kind of in-between. And I think for what we got out of Celeste, she was pretty enjoyable. More than some of the other characters in this cast, for sure.
Right. But she wasn't, like, a super funny character. She had funny, quirky moments. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, she wasn't like a funny character. She had a little bit of like quirks.
She's almost like a pseudo rival because there's a lot of moments when she's around during class trials and stuff where she's actively against you.
Right.
So she's not as hard on you as like Togami is, for example.
Yeah.
Because he's your actual rival in the game, but she's definitely on you, like a lot of the other characters are sometimes.
Yeah. She like if they like put it in perspective, like if they remake like Danganronpa 1 with some of the mechanics from 2 and V3, she would probably be the one who would probably have the most cut-ins for like the cut of the
for like the
sword
cut it for rebuttal showdowns.
Yeah, rebuttal showdowns. Yeah.
Yup. I think that's pretty accurate.
Right.
I could see her cutting it a lot, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, what are we rating her?
I will give her a solid 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10?
Right.
That's, funny enough, that's what I was going to give her, too. I figured you were going to default to the 6 out of 10, which is what we've been giving most of the cast, but I was going to give her a 7 just for how, like, important her character was at that like focal halfway point.
Like I said, like the heel turn was interesting and it kind of like fits. It was a good twist. Even though if you were both like me and Della, her case was easy to figure out if you were on your ball or you were on the game.
Yeah.
Like if you were like just cruising by it would have probably been easy to miss.
It's not even a poorly done case either. Like it's not like anyone can figure it out first glance. I think some people just catch on quick, you know.
yeah, I just think we're in that special mode since we caught on super quick on who it is. We crave for something a little bit more because we already know Celeste is like the mastermind behind this all.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of in a jam where we sit there and we're like, I want more Celeste, but we caught on like right off the bat.
Yeah, she's also got that like
right.
I brought it up previously already. I think in when we were talking about how well she was written, she's got like this air of danger to her almost. This like mystique. Because, like, even if you do free time events with her, she doesn't really tell you a whole lot about herself.
Right.
And at least not compared to most of the other characters. And, you know, like,
fucking,
when you first talk to her...
his fucking life story.
Yeah. When you first talk to her at the beginning of the game and you introduce yourself to her and stuff, she has this, like... She kind of sets off your alarm bells with the way that she says and, like, does certain, like, dialogue and stuff. And it's just kind of like...
Also, the artwork and the sprite work for her is also amazing.
She has a lot of really good
stuff.
sprites, yeah.
Yeah, especially the one where she's like leaning forward and like looking down on you.
Yeah, that's the sprite she uses when she's getting like direct, when she's like not sugarcoating bullshit. That's the sprite that they use for her. It's so good. Yeah. They're very expressive and they go well with her design. I like the sprite of her looking to the side and like twirling the end of her hair around her finger.
Her fucking gravity-defying hair.
Yeah, and she's got all those like rings and stuff on too. She's got one of those cool like rings. I guess it's a ring. It's one of those like metal coverings for an entire finger, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got one of those on. I always thought those were cool.
Yep.
So, she's definitely got one of the stronger designs out of this whole cast, for sure.
She literally shopped for the same fucking clothing store as Death the Kid, Soul Eater.
Maybe he's her girlfriend. Maybe she's his girlfriend, I mean.
No, I read the manga.
Dang.
No.
Unfortunate. Alright, well, that's Celeste. That's about all we got on her. We could probably keep going. We'd probably just be repeating points, though. We do that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like I don't know. There's something. I can't put my finger. I think it's just like the desire to want more Celeste. Because I feel like we kind of got, like, the first game in particular, we kind of get shafted in the character development department if they're not the survivors.
I think that's honestly what it is that we just didn't get enough of her.
Yeah.
Like, if we had her for, like, one more chapter, I think it would have been good.
Like, compare her to fucking, like, Mikon.
Mm-hmm.
If we're gonna say, like, the same character length and the same time, like, a character died in this story-wise... Like, you spent a lot of fucking time with Mikon.
Very similar, too, with the heel turns, because the big reveal for Mikon is that she's been despaired.
Right.
So.
Hey, you actually get, like, a little glimpse of what the ultimate despairs were actually like, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little scary.
Yeah.
It's good, though.
Yeah.
Yep. Next week, we are talking about Danganronpas for an off-topic.
I was gonna say... We gotta explain what the fuck abomination Noah cooked up instead.
You want to talk about Noah's art for a whole fucking off-topic?
Yes, because... God damn.
Well, we can talk about
we'll bring Noah on, too.
We can talk
about
Noah
on, too.
We'll talk about it for the next, like, Ego Theater or something.
Right.
I figured.
But...
Well, let me look at my notes real quick. Who are we covering after we come back?
It would have to be the...
It is Hero. We're going to do an off-topic next week, and then the week after when we come back, we're going to be looking at Hero.
Right.
So.
I really want to talk with Noah about the thought process and the abomination of his artwork.
I guess the next one will come out by the time his Town of Salem video goes up. Yeah, you guys are in for a treat on Monday when the next Town of Salem video comes out.
Holy fuck.
This is probably one of our best ones yet, purely because of Noah's editing and the work he put into it, because Jesus Christ. We'll leave it at that, but yeah, I don't know
what. Note to self: don't say he has unlimited power.
Maybe we'll do like a half and half next week for the off topic. We'll have Noah on if he can join us, and we'll just talk about his fucking art in the episode and the process of making some of it, and then we'll cover some Danganronpas that we all know about. I want to talk about cartoons in Danganronpa because I watched that today, and it's just the prologue, the first 2 parts, the introduction for all the characters, meeting Monokuma, him explaining the killing game, and then that's it. And I don't know when the next part is coming out, but I'm really enjoying it so far because they picked a lot of interesting characters. So
Cartman's gonna be the Celestia, like, you just know that he's gonna be the murderer.
Cartman is such an asshole in it already, and I love it. They also have Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot, and I already know that she's gonna die case 4 and not a moment sooner, so... Unless they're looking to shake the game up, you know, I'd be alright with that too, so...
Well, no, because I remember, Dylan, I told you that robots die Chapter 4 to lie to you that Gonta dies in Chapter 4 and V3.
Well, it's also consistent too, though, is that the robots always die Chapter 4.
Kibo didn't die till Chapter 6.
True, but Alter Ego Gonta did.
Well, if you're gonna fucking pull hairs and strands like that, I guess.
You fucking said it to me, though. You were like, Dylan, I lied to you to throw you off the trail, and I was like, oh, you're an asshole. And then when it came up to the Alter Ego Gonta execution as part of Gonta's execution, you were like, haha, psych, I was right on both accounts. And I was like, Jerry, you're an asshole.
Do you still forgive me for lying to you about Kaede?
We're just going to end the episode.
Well, we'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully my laptop's fixed by then.
Yeah, hopefully. So he's not cutting out every fucking 10 minutes. Christ.
Yeah, I do what I can.
Putting fucking electrical tape on your laptop battery.
They fucking did! I hate it!
That's crazy.
Thanks, I hate it. Thanks, I hate it.
Good night, everybody.
Yep.